I'm here where it all started with the person who started it all, Jessie Long.
Hi, Kara.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good.
Good, good.
So, if you could just take me back a little bit to how it all started and the idea and how it flourished.
The idea was to have a communications center or television studio in the renovations for the high school. So in the early 90s, when we were renovating and tearing the high school apart and gutting it, the idea was to build a studio. Mrs. Susan Dorman was integral to that because she wanted to teach the course. And I was involved only because I was district communications and community relations director. So I wanted to have that kind of thing for the district to use. So between the two of us, it was a team effort to get things going.
How did it turn from like a studio into Hempfield Happenings and reaching other people?
The first year that we had the course, we had 2 students working with us. And so both Mrs. Dorman and I had to find time to go and shoot video of a variety of different things. And I spent sometimes 2 or 3 hours a day doing that. And I enjoyed it, but I had never had any training in it, so I was learning with the kids. But we decided that a magazine show was the format that we wanted to use, and so we did a half-hour weekly magazine show, and we filled it with stories about Hempfield. At this time, we were getting lots of coverage from the news channels, but not the way we wanted it, and we had lots of stories to tell about our kids. And so it was great to be able to tell them in our own way.
We have a pretty nice-sized crew now. There's like 5 or 6 people. What was it like doing it with 1 or 2 people?
It was hectic, and it was hard on them, and it was a lot more work for them, obviously, because, you know, between Mrs. Dorman and myself, you know, and then eventually Mr. Greer, we were all working in different capacities. I might have, you know, been on the prompter, I might have been on the camera, you know, depending on what needed to be shot, if we did an in-house interview, or the editing. But it was all done in a tiny space. We've expanded the area that now Hempfield Happenings and the communications program uses.
How did you get to expand with funding and actually making it happen?
There were a variety of different ways. WGL initially was really helpful, and so was Dr. Bill Dorman from Millersville University, and they helped a great deal in getting us started. And once we were started, we depended on the funding from the school district, but also we depended on some Hempfield Foundation funding, which we got, you know, through my involvement in the foundation. We were in trouble at a couple different places when budget became impossible, and they were having trouble funding the studio and keeping the program going. And so that's where the Hackman family got involved, and we approached Barbara Hackman. Barbara Hackman then gave us a rather large sum of money that saved the program, and the rest is kind of history.
If you could go back in time and do anything different, would you do anything different?
It would have been nice to pre-plan in a little bit different way. Certainly when we started, we didn't know how many different changes there would be in the way to take video and the way to edit it and all of those kinds of things, and that happened very quickly. And we did big TV cameras that were heavy with 8 tracks, and then we went from that to digital, and it changed everything. We didn't have very many cameras to start. We didn't have a lot of editors. It was difficult. But the kids learned, and a lot of our students are doing very, very well in communications across the country. Great jobs from their experience here at Hempfield.
Well, I, on behalf of everybody here, would like to say a really big thank you for doing what you did, and now we have this amazing program here. So.
Well, I wish you much success, and I hope it all works out.
Yes, thank you for being here today.
Mm-hmm.